Hello everyone, Noctem0 here, and holy crap, it's been a while since I've done anything. I mean, so much has happened in my life, and I will give a proper explanation when I feel the best way to explain it. Um, but if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It's been a while. I don't think I deserve it right now. I'm sorry to a lot of my fans who've stuck around, and I've done nothing for quite a few years. Again, lot has happened, but I do want to say that I am sorry, and that I hope to re-earn whatever semblance of respect any of you might have had for me, if at all. But anyway, I want to get started by saying, yeah, I saw Loki, and I was deeply, deeply, deeply impressed. But to get more in depth, I gotta talk about this show. Because where do I even begin? This show blew me away in ways I didn't expect Marvel to do that. And Marvel, anyone knows my channel, especially if I talk about DC, they know how much I crap all over Marvel, especially with how most of their movies, about 80% of their movies, have always annoyed me. Phase 1, greatest thing ever, but everything else, it really depends on what's being done. First and foremost, the series was phenomenal. I loved the acting, I loved the pacing, I loved the story. I feel like they took pages from Rick and Morty in terms of multiverse stuff, which they do touch upon a lot. Um, I mean, the multiverse isn't new by any means, but how they're doing it with what they've shown, eh, you kind of can't help but look in that direction. The whole show itself is just, again, the budget's high. I mean, it's Disney and Marvel. They have the money to actually do a phenomenal show. And I went in expecting WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I saw WandaVision, didn't do a review on that because it didn't wow me. In fact, most of the episodes annoyed me, and I did like parts of it, but it wasn't enough for me to go like, "Oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever." This is definitely not what I thought. It was okay at best. At worst, it was like, what in the hell? Especially with that stupid ass Quicksilver bait and switch. Then there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It did a good job for what it was trying to do. It didn't do anything new, and even though they called it Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't really do that much. I mean, hell, that's why I kept calling it Falcon and Bucky. It didn't feel like anything new. They didn't break any new ground. It, the stakes to me weren't that high. Now let's cut to Loki. I was really shocked, really to that point where I was thinking, like, I'm gonna just set my expectations way low because Marvel hasn't impressed me. I loved the Snyder Cut. I did not like like a lot of the other movies that have came out. Sure, I enjoyed Endgame. Infinity War was one of their better movies, but I don't know. Marvel fans tend to be like overly defensive about the Marvel movies, but they're really not that great. Nobody talks about them for years, like, let's say, the Snyder Cut. Loki, I feel like, can be talked about for years to come because it is amazing. Like I said, the writing is amazing. It didn't have any of the stupid ass comedy, over comedy as I call it, that Marvel is known for. It was balanced. It knew what it was doing. It was telling a story. It was an epic in my mind. Like, it was an adventure. It did everything correct. And in my head, I was just like, I can't believe they actually. Why can't they do more like this? It's like what a few commenters I've seen about the Snyder Cut said. They want less superhero comedies, more superhero epics. And even though Loki is a super villain, I loved his character development. It was the most character development I've ever seen in anything. Just seeing everything that we saw, everything that a lot of you have seen, you know, it was just overly incredible, and not even in the worst of ways. Now, spoilers ahead. I basically want to get into the story. The story takes place technically after two movies, after the events of Avengers Endgame and after the events of the first Avengers. But in timeline wise, it's mostly just after the first Avengers, after Loki's defeat. But it's when he gets away and during the whole Endgame sequence during the time travel bit. He gets picked up by the TVA because of a time violation, because he wasn't supposed to do that. Everything's out of sequence, and the ball gets rolling from there. TVA is actually after another variant of Loki, who's going around killing the TVA, and they feel like specifically the character Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, is actually considering using Loki as a means to catch the other one. It's like one of those thriller movies where they use Hannibal. That's right. Hannibal would be the best example, because they use basically one killer to catch the other killer, but in this case, Loki to catch someone else. And Loki just had such a great arc. He went from being this person who wanted to rule, when Mobius made him see within himself and realize there's more to himself. Then we're introduced to the character Sylvie, aka female Loki. And she has a vendetta against the TVA. It's a huge story arc there. You definitely should check it out. And as the story progresses, we see other Loki variants, such as Classic Loki, which is my personal favorite. But I also like Boastful Loki, too, because there just wasn't enough time. And only 6 episodes, oh my god, there should have been more. So much more. And of course, when they introduced Kang the Conqueror, that whole sequence right there was just, it blew me away. I'm thinking, holy crap, how do we get that? How did we get there? What the heck is going on right now? How did we go from Thanos to Kang the Conqueror? It was so groundbreaking and amazing. And yeah, they opened up the multiverse. Really, it should have happened a long time ago. I'm going to be honest and say that the only reason they haven't touched upon it is that they probably thought it wasn't going to work. But with how DC subtly introduced the multiverse in such a big way with the Arrowverse and the DCEU, how they connected all of their products into one universe and it made the fans go absolutely insane, that was awesome. You can't even get any better than that. So Marvel, I'm happy they're doing that. I just feel like they could have done it a lot sooner. But still, this Loki series definitely turned out a lot better than the Loki series they initially were going to do, which was a prequel series. I'm glad they didn't go that route. This route was much better. And I just can't wait to see what's next, especially with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Realistically, that is what's next on the chopping block. In chronological order, but that movie won't come out till next year, because I know the next Marvel stuff show is the Miss Marvel series and the Hawkeye series. I gonna be honest, neither one sounds overly impressive. For one, they're going to be introducing new characters. Okay, cool. I look forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna bounce head over heels for that stuff. I just want more Loki, honestly. I hope they make another season soon, or Loki shows up in Multiverse of Madness. That to me is the best case scenario, because we'll get to see more of that. I mean, come on, they blew it up so well. They set it up so well. To give my honest review rating of this, which I had to rework what it was, I don't even remember. It's been so long. 9.5 for me, nearly a perfect 10, honestly. 4.5, A+ rating. I don't know. It gets It's amazing. Like, I think my only gripe with the show is that they made Loki more of a wimp on certain occasions, which I'm like, if you got smashed by the Hulk and lived, I feel like you can kick some sort of ass. Anyway, you guys take care. I'm back. Let me know if you guys missed me or not, or if you want me to stay gone. I don't know. I feel all these creative juices just flowing, and I don't mean that to sound weird, but a lot of good things have been happening lately, and I want more good things to keep happening. I promise I will let you guys know the whole story when I feel more comfortable in telling it. Take care.